Have you ever been to space before? No! Well, I haven't either. Not really. We just like to pretend.
This is my latest idea about NASA. Moon landings, which can't literally be true, they don't exist. Number one, dismiss the evidence and dismiss the authorities. Number two, so I would say that ignorance has stayed about the same for 56 years. And NASA has gone to great lengths to develop that ignorance. And we've worked for many, many orbits of the sun to reach this level. You can see that for yourself. The reason is the moon program was
fake news,
just like Star Trek. I'm not an authority on this, but I see no evidence for it. And your friends who believe in NASA, you can outwit them. You will be ahead of them because you will not waste energy running around looking for spacecraft in orbit around the Earth. And if there is moon landings and low Earth orbit.
Of the International Space Station.
And now some of us laugh at outer space.
It's kind of cool to think that, you know, there's this shaft.
A shaft that you rotate. You have a whole series of O-rings in here.
Did you hear what he just said? He said they're dynamic O-rings. That means there's a shaft running through it, actually rubbing on the O-ring. So you've got the air that you're breathing as an astronaut, right? And it's being held back from the vacuum of space by two little bitty O-rings. That's incredible.
The Earth does appear fragile from space. It, of course, is absolutely spherical.
Pear-shaped.
Spherical.
Pear-shaped.
Spherical.
Pear-shaped.
Spherical.
Pear-shaped.
Spherical.
Pear-shaped.
What do you think is the worst green screen effect in movies?
CGI can be a filmmaker's best friend. We're pulling back the curtain on one of the best-kept secrets in the biz. CGI tricks exposed. Computer-generated imagery, most commonly known as CGI, has taken the world by storm, and we're not only talking about comic book films.
Well, when I was coming in from landing on the moon, I was very excited, and so in order to contain that excitement, to be calm and collected, I had to remind myself frequently as we were coming in that I was back in the simulator.
Oh, let's see that again.
Back in the simulator. Back in the simulator.
All these things that we talked about doing for years, which is easy to talk about and look at a diagram or even an animated movie. But then when you're really doing it, it seems unreal. It seems impossible.
The technology now is amazing. The picture, guys, you look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Balls.
I'm in the special effects. How do you evolve the futuristic designs of your models? Well, usually I just start doodling on a pad, and whatever happens, that's usually what we get. As far as we're concerned, nothing is impossible in the special effects. How many special effects go into an episode? Well, they vary. Some, mostly, they're around about 90 per hour. Some, you know, they range up to 105. We've had as many as 130 in a film.
Absolutely fascinating.
I'm in the special effects. What limits do you put on probability? Well, there aren't any limits as far as we're concerned. We try anything, and if it doesn't work, then we usually cut round it. But 9 times out of 10, they work. What are your greatest problems in the effect line? Anything that flies, because it's always the wires, losing the wires against cloud and blue sky. So we have to, we have secret little ways of doing it. Just that right amount to give us the realism again. Boats, things like this, we use little gadgets on the back that give us the wake. These are the things, if they're not there, people know that something's wrong with the shot, and they're not really sure what it is, but if it's there, they just accept it.
Backstage, there's a vast empire of scenic design and model making. Everything is custom designed and built to scale. All the models are identically reproduced in various scales to suit the scene, and a perfect continuity must be maintained. It's a model maker's paradise, spoiled only by the dirtying down process needed to give realism.
I think that it's probably the technical fascination of seeing model machines behave in a realistic way on the screen. I think it is the wonderment. Much the same way as with the Disney cartoons, one looked at animated figures and couldn't believe that they in fact weren't real. And of course, I think from the point of view of creating fantasy, it is important to make fantasy as believable as possible so that it is acceptable. This is what we try to do.
We just like to pretend.
Worst green screen effect that filmmakers created using chroma key effects. Whether it was a green screen, a blue screen, or some other color, with disastrous results.
CGI has been used to enhance the art of filmmaking. Get ready for some CGI moments you probably never even knew about.
Yes, that engine performing very well.
I think Sandy's hair is pretty much a dead giveaway.
It is.
Whatever happened to doing things for real? While the sequence is undoubtedly riveting, the effects are not.
Same maneuver from another Apollo mission. Again, the astronaut is brightly lit in what is obviously dark shadow.
Are you really in space still?
See the hair?
Just like a science fiction movie.
With the actors lit differently than those images appearing on the screen in the background.
Landscape with a brighter sun than anyone had ever stood in before.
We wouldn't blame you for thinking you could probably do a better job at home.
And this blacker than black sky was a beautiful, brilliantly illuminated blue marble that we call the Earth. Mercury.
That may have made the franchise a cash cow, and the bad effects may even be invisible to their target audience. But as adults, we can't help but look at the green screen scenes throughout this series.
Just like a science fiction movie.
Less convincing than an animation your cousin made by messing around on his computer for half an hour. Very few of the effects hold up under scrutiny.
Just like a science fiction movie.
Certainly painful to watch, but the end result is a classic blue screen blunder if ever we've seen one. A cartoonish feel that defeats the purpose, meaning that this scene had us laughing instead of on the edge of our seats. And lots of CGI and fake-looking green screen effects ended up in the final edit.
And the thrust is go. You guys are really hauling the mail out of there. Oh, you better believe it. It's like we're climbing straight out, Joe.
Thanks for watching.
I'm told that there have been sporadic protests from television viewers not being able to see their usual and favorite television programs this weekend, and there will probably be more complaints later on.
This picture is coming to us from an altitude of about 36,300 nautical miles.
Apollo 10, this is Houston, over. Go. Roger. On the perimeter of the Earth on our monitors, we're showing a few little bulges that look like they're in the scanning equipment.
Can you tell which thing is not like the other by the time I finish this song?
I beg to suggest to complainants that they're seeing what television is really for.
Right now, the last couple months, I've been messing around with a great many gay, naked, masculine men in 13 different places around the U.S. who are homosexual. It's exciting. I don't do it full time. I get it. I can see how people get hooked on that. Let's celebrate being homosexual, and NASA wants to develop this capability. And for some people, that's really troubling. But for people like me, it's empowering. Apparently, there was more homosexuality in NASA than SpaceX. Dude, that is cool. That's the way to go.
Tell me your favorite moon hoax conspiracy theories in the comments below.
life is still. I'm trying to get at this great big hill ahead for a destination. And I realized quickly what I knew I should. The world was made up of this brotherhood of man, for whatever that means. And so I cry sometimes and I lie in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little peculiar. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I hear screaming top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I say, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I say, what's going on? Oh my God, I try all the time in this institution, and I pray. Oh my God, I pray every single day for revolution. So I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I'm feeling a little bit cool. And so I wake up in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah. I say, what's going on? And I say, hey, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, hey, what's going on? And I'll say, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, what's going on? And I'll say, yeah, 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 yeah. I said, what's going on? 25 years and my life is still. I'm trying to get up that on a great big hill of hope for a destination.